Right, ladies and gents, just been talking on Facebook to Phil Day. He just asked me how do I sort of elasticate or put a cuff on a jacket or a smock. Just completely, the easiest way to do it is just do a short film, which I'll keep it short and upload it to Facebook. This may benefit anybody that wants to do it, and it's a great little modification that's not too hard to do on a jacket or a field smock. This is a Ventile SAS style smock from SASC. Now we've all seen that. That's how you get the jacket comes Velcro, male, female, and the actual thingy bob. Now I just carefully unpick all the Velcro off it, okay, and you're gonna have to unpick that bit, and it's not a bad idea then, because you've unpicked that little bit to come down the sleeve. I'll talk about that in a minute, but I'll get to the cuff first, okay. Then once that's gone, I turn the jacket inside out. I want to make sure that you can see the part I'm on about. There's the turn over there, okay. I very carefully unstitch that, okay, all the way round, and underneath there I get some 25mm elastic, which I have here, ladies and gentlemen. Try and get the best quality elastic you can, and it's just normal from any old sewing shop, 25mm elastic. How do I size it up? Well, I'll tell you what I do. If you imagine that's where the stitch line's going to be, this is how I size up. I make a fist. As long as that's going to go around my fist and not be too tight, cutting off any blood supply, you'll find, well with me it does, that's just nice and comfortable on your wrist, and then you've obviously got plenty of adjustment if you've got clothing underneath your smock. So it's literally unstitch that all away, get rid of all the Velcro, and then when I'm on the machine, that's underneath there, okay, in that loop, it's all folded in. Machine's there, you then pull it tight and then sew it, pull it tight and sew it, pull it tight and sew it, and obviously when the piece of elastic is completely inside of there now and it's sewn up into a loop again, which I'll just show you there, what I do is just with the elastic, when it's flat, sew down there and exactly halfway across I just sew down there. That stops the elastic from sort of doing that or twisting inside. So it's fairly simple. Get rid of all your Velcro and unstitch that bit, put your elastic which you've sized up in there, and obviously it would have been sewn up. Then pull it as you sew around the machine, pull it, but don't sew over the elastic, keep your elastic free in there, and you'll see there's always enough space there to get the 25mm elastic in, and that's it. It's literally as simple as that, ladies and gents. Right, ladies and gents, being an old Blue Peter man, here's one I prepared earlier, and we can see exactly what I mean. I'm hoping that the green stitching will sharpen there. Inside there is just the Velcro's gone off it, and there's an elasticated, and that's more than enough for me to go over there. Like I say, it's just nicely tight around my wrist because I sized it up for a full fist. Absolutely fantastic. And when you're talking about unstitching, because you've done that bit there, I think Phil wants to do is just unstitch the inner, that's the underarm piece of the jacket, okay, and that will allow you to get that flat on the machine. And if you want, mate, there's some Cordura nylon, inside there's a bit of roll mat, and as you was talking about for the elbow pads, while you're there, mate, I'll put a little pouch on the front, the other pocket, and if you're splitting it underneath, as you can see, there it is, cuff on that one. I'll show you the inside out, okay. Just unstitched it and done a zigzag stitch all the way around, because a zigzag stitch will give you the stretch. Again, another little pocket pouch which I have, and I put another small like first aid pouch on the top of the actual jacket. So ladies and gents, that's the simplest way to put a cuff on a jacket. And being an old military boy, just to do something properly, there's another way you can do this, ladies and gents. Cost you about £8 offline. Wool para smock cuffs. You can still get them on eBay. Wool parachute smock cuffs, okay, cost you about £8. Some people do this with an old sock, but then they're just like polyester, and even the new army ones are not made out of wool. But you can do that with a sock folded over, if that makes sense. So literally all I've done there is that line that I unpicked, I cut it down there, making sure that that sleeve was long enough for me, so that's where my wrist comes to there. That's how a para smock goes. Anybody ex-army will understand that. And as we can see on the inside out, ladies and gents, that's how it comes. I've just zigzag stitch that's all the way round, and then put one normal stitch all the way around it. okay, but obviously when it's on the machine and you're pulling it, you pull it tight, so the actual fabric, the cloth is tight, and the actual smock just gets sewed around it, so you kind of get that effect, which is what you want. And I'll tell you what, that's probably one of the most comfortable ways. You know, if you're going to have a jacket and you have it a few years, you know, for the want of a, what's 7-8 quid, you know, it's not even a cheap pizza from Domino's, is it? Cracking way to actually top end your jacket, and that's the Swedish M90 smock. I know about jackets, that's the Rolls Royce of jackets, and I love that camo on it. Ladies and gents, trying to keep this short, but there you go, that's how you would attach a pair of smock. Whip it off where the stitch line was going to be, the cut line to put the elastic inside, and then just literally sew it on like that, zigzag all the way round, and you see how nice and neat that is there. You can actually see the zigzag stitches here, and there's the line of the normal stitching. So yeah, Phil, there you go, mate. Easier to show you, and it's, like I say, it's easy for anybody else to do, or get somebody else to do if you really want to improve your jacket, especially for a winter jacket. Anyway, ladies and gents, take care and be safe.